Hi, and welcome. You're listening to the X22 Report. My name is Dave, and this is episode 1728, and today's date is November 19th, 2018, and the title of the episode is, It's Official, the Economy is Imploding. Expect all fingers pointing towards the Fed. Now, before we get started, we all know the stock market has been on fire lately with the Trump economy. How long will this last? Well, we really don't know. But now is a good time to start thinking about investing your hard-earned money to earn compound interest. If the richest man in the world, Warren Buffett, does it, so should you. Bob Kudla and the good folks at TradeGeniusAcademy.com are looking to train you on how to weather the storm and make money in this market and any other market. So whether the market is up or the market is down, Trade Genius will train you on how to make money in any market condition. Their proprietary algorithms are making their customers insane profits every day with cryptocurrency, binary options, and or ETF stock signals. Here are two trades as an example. One netted 19.5%, and if we look at the other one, it's 27% in profits off one trade. This November, Trade Genius Academy is offering 50% off their specials, and any purchase comes with a free 30-minute personal coaching session with the man himself, Bob Kudla. There are gift bundles available if you're thinking about gifting your spouse or children the gift of investing this holiday season. Check out TradeGeniusAcademy.com and tell them that X22 sent you.
Let's get into the economic collapse financial news.
Now, over the past many years, we've been watching retail stores implode on themselves. We've been watching manufacturing die. We've been watching the real estate market decline. And this just didn't happen when Trump came into office. This has been happening for quite a while. And the mainstream media is making it seem like this is just all happening at this time. It's accelerated because of what the Fed is doing, but all of this has been happening all along. We've been seeing a slow deterioration of real estate, of retail, and everything else. And right now, another store, David's Bridals, they have filed for Chapter 11. They missed their debt payment in October of $270 million in unsecured notes. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see some of these stores start to close down. And once again, many people are struggling to get by every single day. And it just didn't start, last year, 2 years, 5 years ago. This has been happening since we went on the petrodollar system, actually all the way back to 1913. But it was noticeable when we came off the gold standard, moved on to the petrodollar system. That's when the system really started to break down and people started to really notice what was going on here. In the real estate market, home builders, they've finally started to face reality. They admit that they need to slash their optimism about the U.S. housing market. They're realizing that with the Fed raising the rates, it doesn't look good for them. And this is exactly what is happening right now. They even came out and said, and this is from the National Association of Home Builders, rising mortgage interest rates in recent months coupled with cumulative run-up in pricing has caused housing demand to stall. Given that the housing leads the economy, policymakers need to focus more on residential market conditions. So what we're seeing right now is the housing market is accelerating to the downside. Now, we've been watching this for quite a while. We know that the Fed, the deep state, what they've done in the past is they've pumped up these bubbles in 20 different cities. And it's all starting to fall apart right now. And it's going to get worse as time goes on. Now, there are 3 indicators that tell us that things are really starting to fall apart here. And remember, everything that we're seeing right now, it's not because of Trump. It's because of the central banking system. They created this illusion where they've been manipulating data for a very long time. GDP, unemployment, you name it. The people's economy, the everyday person, where they're trying to find a job, they're trying to purchase a house, they want to purchase things from retail. That's where you see everything falling apart. Yes, you can manipulate the statistical numbers all you want. Now, this is part of the plan because what Trump did right now, he took what the deep state, what the central bankers have done in the past, and he's using the same exact calculations. So this way they can't turn on him. This is all part of the plan to destroy the central bank. I mean, look, the UK tried to leave the EU. The central bank, they're never going to let a country leave their system. The only way to get out of a central bank system, it is to destroy it. It is to bring them down and make everyone aware of who is responsible for the collapse of the system. So when we look at certain indicators, we see that things are rapidly falling apart. But this is all part of the plan. Trump knew when he came into the office that this was an illusion. It was a bubble. And they came up with the plan when he came into office to say, you know something, let's use their manipulation against them. And let's pump up this economy like they've been doing over the many, many years. Because the Fed, the central bank, they don't have an out right now. They're stuck. So we see oil, copper, lumber, they're all telling us the same exact thing. And it isn't good news for the global economy. When economic activity is booming, demand for commodities such as oil, copper, and lumber, they go up, and they generally cause prices to rise. But when the economic activity is slowing down, demand for these commodities falls, and they are generally causes prices to decline. In recent weeks, we've witnessed a decline in commodities prices unlike anything we've witnessed in years, and many are concerned that this is a very clear indication that hard times are ahead of us. The price of oil peaked in early October, but since that time, it has fallen more than 25%. And we see right now there is a major problem. With copper, copper has been declining for quite some time now. The price of copper also fell substantially just before the last recession. And many analysts are pointing out that Dr. Copper is now waving a red flag again. Then we have lumber, which is the third witness. That indicates that big trouble is looming. Last month, lumber dropped more than 10%, and that was the biggest monthly drop that we've seen in more than 7 years. In October, prices for softwood lumber in the U.S. dropped by 10.3%. This is the largest decline since May of 2011, according to the Producer Price Index. And what this tells us is that this is going to have an effect on the entire economy. Think about real estate. When real estate comes down, and remember, real estate is a big nut for the middle class, for the everyday person. This is where they create their wealth. When real estate drops and the prices come down, people lose confidence. When the real estate market comes down, it affects many different industries: electrical, plumbing, copper, lumber, tar, you name it. It affects every single one of these industries. It's like a domino effect. And all of them go down together. Even stores like Lowe's and Home Depot, actually Home Depot is already reporting that they see a slowdown in housing. This is going to continue as we move forward, because what is the Fed going to do? They're going to raise rates. They're not going to stop, and they're going to continually raise rates until the entire system falls apart. When the system does fall apart, all fingers will be pointing to the Fed. And this is exactly what Trump is looking to do, and the patriots that are working with him. They want everyone looking at the Fed, the IMF, the biz. And I do believe that China, Russia, many other countries, they're all involved in this scenario. Because how do you bring down the central bank? You can't just do a one-off thing with the Fed. You need to show that all of these central bank systems were responsible to bring down the entire Rothschild system. That's what this really is. It's the Rothschild banking system. Q told us about this from the very beginning, named all the banks. He said, what do these all have in common? They're all Rothschild banks. So we need to move away from the central banking system. And we need to return the currency system back to the people. That's what this is all about. Where we, the people, are in charge. And when Q continually says we, the people, are once again going to be in control, it just doesn't mean over the deep state. It means over everything. And a lot of people overlook the economic part of this. This is a huge part of the deep state. Think about it. Controlling the currency system of every country, putting each and every country into debt. What better control is there? There's none, because everything branches off of this. Once you control the currency, once you're able to put countries into debt, you can make them do whatever you want. And out of this grows corruption. Out of this grows a deep state. Out of this grows individuals who say, hey, we can make a lot of money off of this system. We can steal this money. No one will notice. And when you're in government and you're an unelected leader, you have the ability, especially if you're in the intelligence community, you have the ability to do whatever you want. And that's what's been happening for a very long time. Now, what's very interesting is that these central bankers, they've been telling us, cryptocurrencies, they're no good. Gold, silver, no good. Well, cryptocurrencies, criminals use them, terrorists use them. You can use them for laundering money and things like that. Precious metals, it's worthless. It's just a piece of metal. Can't be used for anything except for jewelry. And they continually say this because they want everyone looking away from all of those monetary systems. They want you looking at their system. But if you take a closer look at their system, there's so much fraud and corruption and crimes being committed. It's unbelievable. Why do you think the Fed doesn't want to be audited? Why do you think they keep everything under a tight seal so nobody can see what they're doing? Because they know if that was opened up and they were audited, people would learn the truth and their system would go down in a snap of a finger. But what's very interesting is that Deutsche Bank, they have been caught, they're implicated in a $150 billion money laundering scandal. And we're seeing this through many different banks, HSBC, Deutsche Bank, Danske Bank, and many others. So when the central bank is out there telling you that, cryptocurrencies, criminals use it, look at their banking system. It is filled with crimes, with corruption. And look at what happens with governments using their currency system. Crimes, corruption, same exact thing. And what needs to happen here, and this is why we're on this path, the entire economic system needs to be brought down and they need to be exposed. And this is part of the plan. They're getting ready to expose what the Fed has done. Because as you can see, Trump is out there contradicting the Fed. Now, when we move into the new year, we're going to see Trump come out and point the finger many more times at the Fed, blaming them for the economy, saying that I took this economy, made it great again. The Fed is destroying it right now as they continually raise rates. Now, this is part of the plan. Trump is working with Powell. Trump now has tricked the mainstream media in going along with him. Because in the beginning, they thought, oh, great, the Fed will raise the rates. We'll blame this on Trump. The system will come down. It was a poor economy anyway, and the whole system will come down, and we'll blame it on Trump. Now, the economy is doing fantastically through manipulation. But the mainstream media can't say anything about the manipulation because it's the same manipulation that Obama used, that Clinton used, that Bush has used, going all the way back. So they really can't say anything. They know the Fed is raising the rates too quickly right now. And if there's no one else to blame, the Fed will be blamed. And this is why the mainstream media, the deep state, is out there saying, whoa, slow down, stop raising the rates. But Powell doesn't take orders from them. He's following the plan with Trump to continually raise the rates. And when this whole thing completely falls apart, all fingers will be pointing towards the Fed. I mean, already out of the Wall Street Journal, Kramer, and the rest, they're all out there screaming and yelling at the Fed right now. They're pointing the fingers. He already has them pointing the fingers at them. And it's just a matter of time because as we know, as they continually raise the rates, we're going to hit that sweet spot. And that is going to be mid-2019. Once we hit that, everything's going to really start to fall apart. And you're going to start to see things that you've never seen before. Well, those people that remember 2008, it's going to look very, very similar when everything starts to fall apart. And of course, the mainstream media, they're going to start to make excuses of, no, it's not the Fed's fault. It's really Trump. And they're going to try to backtrack. but it's going to be too late at that time. Everyone's going to start to realize that it was the Fed. Look at the National Association of Home Builders. They're already out there saying, listen, if the Fed continually raise rates like this, the real estate market is going to self-destruct. They're already pointing the finger at the Fed. So right now, everyone is on board, even if they don't know it or they do know it, but they're following along with what Trump laid out, saying that we made the economy great. The Fed is the one that is destroying it. And this is exactly what they want to happen in the end. Now, before I forget, don't forget to join me on Minds. That is MIDS.com. You can join for free, and if you comment or open up an account and create a channel, you can earn cryptocurrency. So once again, don't forget to join me on Minds. It is completely free to join. Listen, everyone, thanks a lot for listening. Be well, be safe, and especially be prepared. Thanks a lot.